All right. So what other what's in the future for you guys there? What does we come back here, excuse me, in a year and talk to you? What does mobile service up there look like?
Well, I think that there's three different answers just from the people that are in this room, because I think we each have a different view of what it looks like. For me, it's a great retention tool. I think that it can be profitable. I think that it's signage, it's a billboard, and it's a marketing tool for me. I know that Blair and Cody are going to have two totally different answers, so let's just ask them.
Um, for the first van, let's start there. Is going to be a day shift and a night shift. It's primarily going to be for the day shift. Is going to be those retail clients, those services, those tires, selectively in a closer knit community, 25-mile radius of the dealership. One of the problems that we saw coming in is running to the other side of the city to do a 0.3 recall. We've tightened up that lip, so we've only do that stuff in our close community. And then in the evening shift with a secondary van or with a secondary driver on the van will be this fleet's day, this will be this fleet's day, this will be this fleet's day. So we'll have a day shift and a night shift, balancing your retail and your fleet in two different shifts. And then if I could go one step further, we're going to convince the powers to be to get a second van, and then we'll be able to kind of expand on that to doing it in a scalable version.
I plan to have a parking lot of mobile vans. If you go to San Augustine, Florida, you go in the backyard, it's just vans. But yeah, the idea would be to grow the business, right? To have multiple vans, we get multiple shifts. Then you can section off the city. Like you're in the northwest side of the city, you're the northeast side. Then we can kind of plan accordingly so that drops the travel time, which is the only downtime really that a mobile van has. And there can be a lot of it, like when you're saying, you got to go half an hour drive, do half an hour's worth of work, and get a half an hour back.
So we've essentially left that business on the table for now. We're not going to drive to the west end of the city to do a 0.3 recall. We've shrunk that market a little bit so we can focus on our own backyard and be really, really good at that. And then as we scale that and get better and expand, then we're going to grow bigger into different versions of that.
I think one of the biggest things that we've got to look at here is the fact that most dealerships are landlocked. They're not buying more land near them. Mm-hmm. It's either too expensive or there's none for sale. So we don't have any more available real estate to build more bays to have an expansion. So the only other way to expand is to put the bays on the road. Now, granted, you're not going to be able to do everything, but and Jeremy, I've seen it with your customizations. You're able to do a lot of different things on the road at different vans and just calling those pieces as you need them for the different applications. And I think really for the progressive dealers, that's where this is all leading to, is you're going to be able to sell more time to your customers, and you're going to be able to sell the convenience to your customers and still retain market share and profitability.
Right. I love those answers. And you put all three of those together. And we get a great picture of where you guys are going to be in a year.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool because you got your team in place, and I spent a lot of time with Cody, and I know he's in it, and I know Blair's in it too from just hearing him talk. So it's going to be pretty cool to see how we'll be keeping an eye out, because it's going to be pretty cool to see how it grows. Because there's opportunity everywhere. That's what everybody says. It's like, well, do you think it's going to cap off? I was like, I don't see a lid yet. No. Dave, I go to all these networking events every week. So I went to 2 this past week, and every time I go, at least half the people never heard of mobile service yet. And we have 41 vans all over Florida, and people still don't know about it.
Yeah.
And these are people that are in the chamber, they're in just all these B&I groups, and they don't know. And we do marketing and everything. So that's why I can't see a ceiling with it quite yet.
No, and I don't think that there is, because again, I mean, and we've been to enough, leadership talks or performance groups, and everything that we talk about now is trusted transparency, and the currency of the moment right now is time. And that is what we're focusing on when we're talking about mobile services. We're talking about dealing in the currency of time and convenience. And it's very transparent because now there's no wall in between the customer waiting area and where the technician's working on the vehicle. It's happening in real time right there. And I think when you talk about no ceiling for this, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, the fact that there's 41 or 42 vehicles on the road in Canada, and people aren't buying into it. We actually had a dealer. They were the first dealer in our city that had a mobile van, sold it to another dealer after 2 years because it was a waste of time. It was a complete waste of time. Now, I just don't think that they were handling the program properly because, again, we were given a Lego set with no instructions and couldn't figure it out. And I think that you've got to be ingenious in how you use it, and you've got to have a good team surrounding you with some very out-of-the-box ideas on what to do with this thing, because it's a great idea, but it has no follow-through coming from the manufacturer to the dealer. And it's up to us on how we do this.
Yeah.
Some dealers have decided they're going to shut it down for 4 months of the year in the winter. Some dealers like us, we persevere and find a different way.
Yeah. And I love what you said about the customer experience side, because I think we're in a season now where I love AI, I love software, but it should be a supplement. And I think people really miss that human interaction with the technician. And if you look at any home business out there, the person at your house, you have a direct contact with the person working on your HVAC or your plumbing. You're talking to the person that knows more about it than anybody. And what we're seeing now is when I hang out with our communication center, they're asking for Nathan, they're asking for Brad, they're asking my technician by name because they don't want anybody at their house but that technician now, because they had this relationship side. And then what's cooler than that is my techs are telling me, it's like, oh, you should have seen Mr. Jones. He was awesome. And it's like, when was the last time you heard a technician talk highly of customers, because they got that relationship with them now? But I think the customers are craving that connection with the technician.
Yeah.
I think it's breeding a new kind of technician as well, right?
Yeah.
Technicians, like I'm a technician by trade. Most of us are inbred. Nobody wants to talk to customers. I don't want most of my technicians talking to customers. But now you have these technicians, like that's part of your job. That's what you do. And if you're getting results back, like we are every once in a while, we got a few customers like, yeah, we love Kurt. Like that's a new thing. It's because they have to be an advisor and a tech now all in one. So they have to have that personability to have a discussion to a customer and be able to explain things on a level that the customer can understand.
But one of the really interesting things that happened to us is that when we went to visit you, Jeremy, we had the wrong guy in the driver's seat of the mobile service program. Like we had the wrong tech. He wasn't personable. He was a problem in the shop, so let's get him out of the shop on the road. Now he's not our problem. But now he's the face of the dealership. And what we did was, when we came back from visiting you, is we snatched a guy from Tesla. And we got a Tesla technician to run the mobile program because that's their model. That's what they do. They're customer facing. And they're going to install SOR parts at customers' houses. They're doing diagnostics at customers' houses. And that's why we decided to grab a guy from Tesla just for that, because you're now, as Cody said, you're now in front of the camera as opposed to behind the camera. And that's a big thing. And we talk about this all the time of, we want to be the guy to the customer because we all have a guy. We have our plumber guy, our accountant guy. Well, we want to be the car guy. And if we have mobile service, now it's our mobile service guy. That's my car guy.
And so let's expand that out. This is an opportunity for us as dealers to take back some of that market share that we lost to the independents, right? Because the independents aren't doing mobile service, and quite frankly, they're not going to, right? It's going to be far too cost prohibitive for independents, most of them anyways, to do this. And now you can take the trust that's being built up by the Kurt and Nathans of the world that are out there for your dealerships, and that trust now becomes I have a repair that I need done that can't be done in my driveway, and I want to take it to the dealership, right? Because now I trust them. It's been Kurt and Nathan coming to my house for the last 6 months, a year, 2 years. And now when I need a repair, I don't think twice about going to the dealership. Whereas maybe before they didn't. They did think twice about taking it there. And so now this is an opportunity for us as dealers to start clawing back some of that retention in a way that wasn't available to us a year or 2 years ago.
Well, I just saw the latest stat about the erosion of repairs going from the dealer to independents, and it's at its lowest rate possible right now, 42%. 42% after warranty expires are going to the dealer now. That's the lowest that it's ever been. And we have to find a better way to retain those customers as much as we can, and this is the best way to do it. People are going to the independents because of the perceived better value. It's not. It's just because it's trust. I trust that guy. Well, we have to be trustworthy.
Yeah, that's it's really not the value, right? It's for a lot of times the independent is about the same amount of money, right? There might be some small differences, but there's not large, giant differences. It's not somebody walking in and paying $7 for a loaf of bread as opposed to $1.29. It's not that kind of disparity in auto repair. But there is the difference between going into that independent shop and talking to Jeremy when you bring your car in, right? And that's what we can bring back with mobile service is that independent feel, that small town shop feel to our customers to win them back with.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing. So I don't know if y'all saw my last Monday post, but Ed sent me that message that somebody asked him, it's like, how are you enjoying your Lincoln? And the only thing they talked about was mobile service. And then it's like, oh yeah, I do like my Lincoln, but it's like that's the kind of reaction that we're getting. And that sells cars. It's like, and everybody knows in service that, you know, when you're selling cars, you're doing service work and vice versa. If you're doing service work, you're selling cars. And it just kind of puts the clogs together like perfect timing, basically, with mobile service.
Absolutely.
Manufacturer, I'm just going to point on that with the independents. In a lot of cases, vehicles have to come to the manufacturer, and the manufacturer is pushing it that way. There's certain calibrations, there's certain services that it needs an OEM technician to do. So to that point, the independents themselves are a good portion of our customers. We go to a lot of tire franchises, we go to a lot of body shops, we go to a lot of repair shops where they have their customer, but they need our help to do that. So we're coming to them, and those independents are part of our clientele as well. So we're helping them out in the same way.
Excellent. That's a great bridge right there too. So then it becomes more of a symbiotic relationship where it's not you don't have to worry about them bashing you behind your back, right? Because you're working on the same customers and you need each other. That's great to see.
Nowadays, with all the software and all the module updates and all that kind of stuff, the independents don't have access to those proprietary computer programs. Mm-hmm. So they've got to call us, and rather than them drive the vehicle here, or if it's not drivable, flat deck it here, get it fixed, send it back. We just go to you, charge you the nominal fee, get it done, and move on. And because again, we're all talking about the same thing, and that is time is the currency for the customer.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Right, guys, this has been an incredible episode. Let's finish up with some final thoughts. And Damon, let's start with you and your crew. Final thoughts for today.
Well, I mean, it is great to see you guys after so long. I hope that we can do this again. And like you said earlier, Dave, in a few months, give you an update to where we are. And see some of the things that we're trying to do here and emulate, obviously, to what Jeremy's program is. We're kind of like a Division 3 school right now, hoping to get to D2 or maybe D1. And we're looking at at Florida State up in the right corner right now, which is what we're trying to get to. We want to be playing in the Rose Bowl, not in the Cheetos Bowl, you know?
You're playing in the Snow Bowl right now. That's what you're playing
right now,
in.
yes, absolutely. We are playing in the Snow Bowl.
Oh, my goodness. Well, y'all are welcome anytime down here to Florida because y'all know I've had to wreck our program several times just to make the best version of it, and it's still not 100%, but it is nothing. You know, when y'all came and saw it in last February, it's like some of the changes that we made is totally different now, and especially with Spiffy, the software and stuff like that. It's kind of because when y'all came, we were probably dancing off a spreadsheet, and you know, we really didn't know what we didn't know at that point. But it's pretty cool to see it now, and I'd love for you to come back and critique it and give me some. Because here's the thing: is everybody puts Bozart that we got it all figured out, but it's really just being intentional and removing the obstacles and just pushing it. And, you know, when people says it can't be done, that just fuels me to make sure it can be done just so I can, you know, smear it in their face a little bit. But it's been a pretty cool, and that's what I love talking about mobile service because, you know, we've experienced a lot. We grew it real fast to have a lot of. We knew it was going to crash it a couple of times, and we did. But just looking forward to having y'all down here so y'all can give some feedback because I learned a lot from Cody the way he did stuff the last time y'all came here. So I love this setting because we always learn from each other.
Absolutely, guys. Your final thoughts?
After watching all these podcasts for the last. I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years. It's kind of cool to actually be on one, so I appreciate your guys' time. Final thoughts. I look forward to drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit more and expanding this mobile service. I don't know if we're going to quite compare to Bozar yet, but definitely some expansion plans, and it's going to be an exciting year.
You don't think we can service 42 million people?
Not that.
He did say yet. I did like not yet. I did like that.
That's one of the things I still hold to this day when we were down there was the power of yet. Something that I learned from Ed and the team was the power of yet. And I, to this day, still hold true to that. No matter who I'm talking to, technician, parts guy, Blair, when he came on for mobile service, having to convince him that it's a good thing. But yeah,
Ed still gets me with that. I was like, man, I just don't know if I can do that. It's like, that's a lot of vans. And he said, then he'll look at me and said, you can't do it yet. And I was like, dang it, he got me.
Well, I think when we were down there, I think you were only running, I might have been 20 or 25. It wasn't 40 yet. There was a lot parked. So the fact that you've grown almost double, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's been a pretty cool adventure, and that's and I know we're trying to end it, but that's what's cool about the mobile service. There is no preset playbook. It's pretty much just like an open playground. You just go out there and run with it, see what happens. You just trip, fall, get yourself back up, and don't do that again, and just figure out what works.
We're writing the playbook as we go.
It's run around until you get open, and then we'll throw the ball. That's the only playbook there is for mobile service.
Right now, yes, there is.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Before we go, another thank you to our sponsor, Spiffy. Built by operators for operators, Spiffy was designed from the ground up to solve the real-world challenges of mobile services, from limited bay space to operational complexity. Thank you to Spiffy for helping us bring this. Damon and crew, thank you so much for being here. Guys, stay warm. Enjoy your Christmas, and next time everybody needs to dress the same. Everybody has to have Christmas sweaters on, even if it's not Christmas. Jeremy, as always, thank you, sir. And everybody, we will see you again next Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Put it on your calendars. It's the best show that there is out there. And, it's the only show about mobile service. So that's another reason to be here for this. So everybody, thanks so much. And we will see you.